If this is your first or second time here, hope you enjoyed the video. If this is your third time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated on when I post. Now, I got the idea for this video here when I was playing through Starfield last week, give or take. I was trying to pinpoint exactly what about that game I didn't like, and when I didn't really start caring for Bethesda games. I think I figured it out, I think. Okay, so just bear with me here. Okay, let's start with my background in Bethesda games. Right. The first Bethesda game I ever played in earnest was Morrowind. My mother picked one up, a box set of Morrowind and its DLCs, from a yard sale long time ago. And that was the first time I had ever played a game like that, an RPG with an open world and stuff. I immediately loved the game, but I had no idea what I was doing in it. Skip ahead some years to 2007, 2008, and my mother, being my mother, found a game for sale at Walmart, I think it was. And it was Fallout 3. Now, I had played Fallout games before that. An old family computer had, like, the first one installed on it or something. And after I played all of Fallout 3, I went back through on my computer, found the old ones from a certain bay, and played through those. Loved those games, even though the old Fallout games aren't Bethesda. I love the world, though. So that's my experience with Fallout. Then I remember my brother talking about going to a cousin's house, playing a game called Oblivion. You'll never believe it. You can go from one end of that world to the other. You can go in houses, pretty much every place you can go into. You can talk to the people, that sort of stuff. I eventually got it, played it, moved on. Then I was, 11/11/11's when Skyrim came out. I was excited for it, and I procured it the same way I did the Fallout games back in the day. And since that day, since the day I first downloaded Skyrim at like midnight 11, give or take, I've never beat that game. I own it. I have probably over 1,000 hours into it, trying to get to a point to where I could beat it, but I have never beat Skyrim. And then, a friend of mine, not too long after that, asked me if I'd ever played New Vegas. I said no. He let me borrow his copy, which my Xbox 360 then ate. So I had to go to a local pawn shop and get one and, swap his out with that. I apologized to him for it and all that. He said he didn't mind as long as it was still, Fallout New Vegas. That was the first time I'd ever played that game. And that game, again, it grabbed me. It was fun. And then, skip ahead, Fallout 4, and that's... Anyway, I think I finally figured out what it is about Bethesda games that makes it so they don't hook me, and the Bethesda games that do hook me, and what they possibly could do to make the newer games hook me again. Let's go with Morrowind. Right? Morrowind, you start off on a ship, you're a prisoner, right? I know Bethesda gets flack for this, but it's a good setup, right? You're a prisoner, therefore, you're pretty much someone that's worthless and you need to work your way up to anything. Morrowind, you go through, start off as a prisoner, doing menial shit, and then through the course of the game, you build yourself up to pretty much godhood to a point, right? You're the Nerevar, reborn, come to save Morrowind from an ancient god, an ancient fallen god. Okay, cool. That's fine. I like that. Fallout 3. You're a son whose father has left to go out into the wasteland, so you have to go out and find him, and then, spoilers for Fallout 3 here, you find him, you do some work with him, he dies, you carry on his work, eventually you have to fight the remnants of the United States government, right? Then, Oblivion. You start off as a prisoner, again, whilst the Emperor hints at you being somewhat special. During the end of the tutorial, you're even given the Amulet of Kings in a glorified delivery quest. Right, here, take this to Joffrey so that he can, he'll know what to do from there, pretty much. That could be where your involvement with that entire quest line ended, and it wouldn't have really changed much after that. And then you have Skyrim, you're a prisoner. Again, it's a fine setup for a game. It's just, how to put this? In Morrowind, you work your way up. You do menial quests, you eventually figure out what you have to do, you go do those quests, you earn people's trust, before eventually you're talking to, like, the God King, Vivek, or, what's her fucking face, Almalexia. Can never pronounce that woman's name. And that's how that goes in that game. You steadily build yourself up to a point to where you can stand on equal footing with the gods of this country, and, you're their equal, so to speak. Even taking out one of their former colleagues, right? In Oblivion, it's hinted at that you're special by the Emperor. The Emperor dies in, like, the first fucking 10 minutes of that game, right? Sure, he gives you an ancient, valuable amulet that only the true emperors can use because it was gifted to them by a literal god. Okay, cool. Literally no one else can use the Amulet of Kings, though. So him giving it to you after he's dead doesn't really change anything, right? It's a trinket at that point. So you go, you deliver it, then after that, you're automatically met with suspicion by Joffrey, mind you. And then while he's figuring stuff out, he sends you to go talk to go get Martin. If you go directly into the Kvatch to talk to him, he says he can't leave until something's done about the Oblivion Gate, which gives you cause to go into the Oblivion Gate and deal with that situation. After that, he trusts you because you saved the people, and he goes with you to humor you, and then, eventually it gets to a point to where they know you're the only one that can deal with situations, so you're sent to deal with the situations, right? So there's a subtle escalation in that game that I love. Fallout 3. Right, you grow up in the vault, your father, Liam Neeson, James, leaves, and then you have to leave, right? There's urgency to this, but there's also not an over-urgency to it, right? You're like 18 to 20 in the beginning of the game when you first leave the vault, and James is, let's say, double your age, maybe in his early 40s, mid-40s, something like that. He's a man that's lived in the wasteland and can take care of himself, right? So whilst you would like to find him, you also need to figure out what the fuck is going on so that you can find him. So it's not like run from point A to point B to point C to try to figure it out because the urgency of the quest, right? Then there's New Vegas. I think my favorite of all the modern ones, and wasn't even done by Bethesda. You're a mailman delivering mail. Somebody jumps you, shoots you in the head, and steals your package. At that point, you take it personal, and that's where the game starts, right? And if you played New Vegas, you know that's only part of the game. Getting the platinum chip back and dealing with Benny is only a portion of the game. Just like delivering the Amulet of Kings in Oblivion is just a part of the game, and finding James is only a part of the game, right? There's more beyond that. And then we have Skyrim, the first Bethesda game I have not finished. I have not finished Skyrim. I don't think I ever will finish Skyrim. I tried to do a challenge run not too long back, and I couldn't get through it. You're a prisoner. You're about to get your head cut off. Deus Ex Machina, a giant fuck-off dragon world-ending god. Okay? A being that is literally supposed to show up at the end of days to eat the fucking world. Fair enough. I like the lore. It's good shit. In lore, apparently he mistakes you as a dragon and tries to find you, and makes sense. He is a dragon, like the king of the dragons. That's fine. That's fine. So he accidentally saves you, destroys Helgen, fucks off. Fair enough. Now you can either decide to help out and side with the people that were going to kill you for zero fucking reason, even though you weren't on the list for executions and whatnot. They say, fuck it, kill them anyway. Or the people that you have no fucking idea about. They could very well be the worst criminals on the planet. You have to side with one of these two folks to escape the situation you're in. Right. So you get through that. At the end of that, they both tell you, hey, if you want to go join the Legion, head up to Solitude. If you want to go join the Stormcloaks, go head over to Winterhold. But they will always direct you toward Riverwood. You'll meet either the blacksmith or the, I think, sawmill owner. One of the two, depending on who you side with. And you're always told the same thing at that point in time. You, random prisoner that was not on the list but was still going to get executed anyway, you need to go and talk to the local king of this area. Yes, I know Jarls are pretty much earls, and they have their own, little fiefdoms, which is each of the holds. But I'm just going to say king because there's a High King of Skyrim. Was a High King of Skyrim, which pretty much to me denotes that the holds are small kingdoms unto themselves. Mostly independent, but share governing law, sort of thing. Anyway, so you pretty much got to go to the king of the local area. Whiterun, Balgriff, Jarl Balgriff, whatever the fuck his actual name is, I don't know. But you gotta go there and tell him that Helgen has been attacked. So you go there and tell him Helgen has been attacked. Right? There's urgency to this. You need to warn the local government of the area that, hey, a giant fuck-off fire-breathing dragon is here. Your walls aren't going to protect you. Okay, cool. After that, you speak to the court mage that pretty much has a job for you. Hey, you're an adventurer. Here's a job for you. Go collect this ancient tablet that tells us of all the dragon burial sites because it is of the utmost importance that we have this so that we can know where the dragons are going to be coming from. Okay, why the fuck you trusting a random-ass prisoner that just wandered in, right? Why? Anyway, you get the dragon stone from Bleak Falls Barrow, how the fuck it's pronounced. And you come back. And lo and behold, you come back just in time that the dragon's attacking. And so now you, who have somehow proven yourself capable and experienced, you have to go out with a very small group of individuals to kill this dragon. Yeah, that's always where it gets me, right? 30 minutes beforehand, you were literally on the chopping block. The Empire was going to execute you for literally being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, that's some bullshit. Then, you're talking to pretty much the leader of the local area, and then he's having you go retrieve priceless artifacts that are going to help in the coming invasion, and then you're fighting and killing a fucking dragon. That type of escalation over the course of the first 30 to maybe 40 minutes of the game, less than an hour, I'd say. Well, less than an hour, quite frankly, till you learn that you're the Dragonborn, the last of the dragons, the last of the dragon-blooded beings of Nirn, and handpicked by Akatosh to fulfill a prophecy or some shit. Come on, man. Come on. That's something you spread out over like 2.5, 3 hours, right? That's how you do that. Not, first hour of the game, you're the chosen one, here you go. Right? I get it, they want to get into the good stuff quicker, but if there's no build up to the good stuff, it's fucking worthless. Okay? So let's go back to Skyrim here. You're the proclaimed Dragonborn, the ancient wise men on the highest peak in all the realm call your name so that you may come and visit them and speak. You're accepted in, no problem. They teach you everything they know that takes them decades to learn. Then they send you to go collect new words of power so that you may grow your power, even though they have no idea who you are and what you're going to use your powers for. And then they send you to go collect the horn of Jurgen Windcaller, which I'm fairly sure is one of Parthenax's broken horns. Anyway, so you delve into this ancient tomb, you find the horn and you don't. You find a note from someone that got to it before you because somehow they knew, but I digress. So you follow the note to Delphine, and you talk to her, and she's the last of the Blades, the most elite fighters in all of Tamriel, except for that one time they let the entire bloodline of the Emperors die. And she wants you to prove that you're Dragonborn, and then you pretty much prove you're Dragonborn by absorbing a Dragon Soul, and the Blades pretty much belong to you at that point. Quite frankly, at this point, right, at this point in time, with the Blades at your back showing that you are Dragonborn, you most likely being a Nord, and or humanoid, not Mer, elf, whatever, and you could very well stop the Civil War in Skyrim. By the end of the game, what I'm getting at is, you could probably walk into the Imperial capital of Cyrodiil and say, I'm the Emperor, and no one would fucking bat an eye at it. They just say, yes, you are, here's your throne, alright? It's crazy. It is crazy. But skip from Skyrim to Fallout 4. That's canonically the next game that came out. Fallout 4, starts off pre-war America, happy idyllic life, bombs fall. You go to the vault, you get sealed away. Alright, cool, fine thus far. I actually like that idea. You have no idea what's going on, fish out of water situation. You get to learn, well, the player gets to learn as the character learns. I'm fine with that, right? The problem is, the sense of urgency does not match the overall style of this game, right? In Fallout 3, you didn't really have a huge sense of urgency because your father, James, could take care of himself. He's a grown man, he knows how to use a gun, and he's lived in the wasteland his entire life up until recently, right? Fallout 4, your father, your wife has been murdered, or your wife and your husband's been murdered, depending on who you choose, but your child, an infant, has been kidnapped by random people in lab suits with one of them holding a gun, wearing body armor and shit. You need to figure out what happened, right? So you get out, you talk to Codsworth. He pretty much directs you toward Diamond City, well, toward Concord, and then, you go there, you're supposed to meet the Minutemen, then the Minutemen go back to Sanctuary, then you're supposed to help the Minutemen build random beds and shit because they're too fucking incapable to do that themselves. And then you eventually figure your way to Diamond City, where you can then talk to Nick Valentine, and then story beats being what they are. Doesn't take long for you to actually get on the track of finding Sean. The problem is, that's pretty much the main story of the game. That's the climax of the game, is, in my opinion, when you find Sean. Everything after that is just wrapping shit up, right? I don't know, the sense of urgency is just way too off, right? You're not going to stop, you're not going to help random people fucking build beds and a water pump and plant crops, and you're not going to sit and do menial fucking tasks here and there and go help another settlement if your kid's been kidnapped, right? after you just saw your spouse get shot in the head. You're probably going to go do something about it without fucking around. So you go, you eventually find him, and then you can either choose to kill him, not side with him, or side with him. Quite frankly, the character being pre-war, the Institute not being a post-apocalyptic hellhole, and, you know, they're quite frankly the best bet for the Commonwealth. Not to mention, your son runs the fucking Institute. Probably gonna side with them, no matter what. That's why I usually side with the Institute. It makes most sense in character. There's no way you're gonna side with the fucking Brotherhood of Steel over your own kid. There's no way you're gonna side with the fucking Railroad of all goddamn people, or the Minutemen. You know, maybe there's some people out there fucked up enough to go against their family like that, but, you know, when there's a facsimile of the life you have had there, given to you with the only family you have left, and or live in a crack shack where a random giant mosquito might kill you in the middle of the night, or a random giant tick, or some mutant hounds, or a strangely mutated person that's like 3 people in one, or a giant fuck-off green guy that's just really pissed, or some raiders that just want to eat you, or the local wildlife. Rad stags can be fucking annoying. The Alguai are annoying. Don't even get me started on death claws. The random radiation storms. No idea how those work, but, you know, they happen. Right? Anyway, we're just going to move on to Starfield here. I'm going to say Skyrim. Starfield at this point. I love the aesthetic of Starfield, just like I love the aesthetic of Skyrim, and I love the aesthetic of Fallout. Love the aesthetic of it. I love the more down-to-earth science fiction take on space travel. I love the building of your ship. I like the your outpost building. I thought that was a neat touch. I liked how you could switch from like on-ground placing stuff to like a third-person, you know, RTS style placing of things. I really like all that. That's cool. That is really cool. The thing I don't like is you're mining on like a moon or some shit in the beginning of the game, right? Within the first 5 minutes of the game, you're touching an ancient alien artifact that may predate reality. Who knows? Having a weird, trippy fucking vision, you get knocked out, you wake up, you do character creation, head outside, Constellation's there, Barrett's talking to you, and he's like, oh, no, this one's special, he's coming with me. In the first 10 minutes of the game, then, oh, we can't let him go, Barrett, not after all the shit that's happened. After all, we just got attacked by the pirates. Whatever can we do? And Barrett's like, okay, I'll stay here instead. Here's the keys to my ship, here's my robot, deliver that thing back to the lodge there, bud, I'll catch up later. And bam, 15 minutes in, you got a gun, you got a robot, companion, you got a spaceship. Have fun, Chief. And then at that point, it's pretty much fetch quest the goddamn game. Go here, get thing, go here, get thing, go here, get thing. Oh, you collected all the things. Neat. All these things pointing to these locations so that you can get special, unique powers that are just dragon shouts. To then go through and finish the game by literally starting a new game plus to do it all over again with minor differences. So pretty much what I'm getting at is I think the thing that puts me off from these games now is that there's no build up to you being special. Hell, in Oblivion, you're not even really special. You're just the hero of Kvatch. You're a dude that was in the right place at the right time. Literally anyone could have done your job, but you did it, which made you special. Fallout 3, you're just a kid looking for his dad, which, again, not really all that special. Especially with the sense of urgency being what it is. You don't need to worry about him just randomly keeling over dead because he has experience out there, right? Morrowind, you build yourself up. New Vegas, you're a literal fucking mailman that then just says, fuck it, I'm gonna put my job on hold while I sort this shit out. It's, how to explain it? It's just literally the problem with modern Bethesda games, right? They want you to be special and do amazing things and feel the sense of grandeur of it all, that you are the special chosen one, except they do it too quickly. There's no payoff to it. There's no build up to it. It's just, okay, here, you touched a fancy fucking piece of metal in a rock. Cool. Here's a spaceship and a robot and, welcome to our, fucking centuries old Explorers Guild Constellation. Here's a room. Here, you get to live here with us. Here's a room. Don't worry about it. Yeah, here you go. Here you go. Have fun. Go out and find more shit for us. Okay. Or Skyrim, where it's, okay, yeah, you're a prisoner that's going to be executed. and then you're not executed, and then go talk to the local king of the area, then go find this ancient relic forest random man that was going to be executed. Here, now there's a dragon attacking. Go kill the dragon. Oop, whoops, you're the chosen one. Ancient wise men want to talk to you, and the ancient wise men want you to go collect a horn, and now the emperor's personal bodyguard and retinue is beholden to you because you're the ancient prophesized dragonborn. Yeah. I don't like how there's no build up to it. It doesn't, like I started this, it just doesn't hook me. Being so special, so quick in these games, right? Like maybe if it was something along the lines of you start off as a prisoner and then sure, you have to go tell the Jarl what happened in Helgen because you're one of the only people to witness it. So you have to go tell him about it. And then after you tell him about it, have the dragons, even you going and collecting the dragon stone, okay, I could understand that part too. You're an adventurer, you're right there, you already did some trekking, you're obviously, seasoned enough to go and collect this fucking stone. So you go collect the stone, but on your way back, the dragon is already attacking, right? And the Whiterun guards are attacking it. And they deal a lethal blow to it, and it falls to the ground, but doesn't die, instead gets back up, roasts a couple more of them, and then flies off to regroup, to lick its wounds so that it can come back. And that's when you can be told, oh yeah, no, the ancient stories, yeah, they say that only a dragonborn can actually kill a dragon. Everyone else can just put it down temporarily. Then you give the dragon stone back, and you're told to, at that point, go and check out a couple of local dragon mounds to see how many of these things are out there now. You check a couple, see that one's empty, one's not, and then you come back. And when you're back and you're telling them that one's empty and one's not, then another attack happens at the guard tower, and then you go out and kill it and absorb its soul, and you realize you're dragonborn, and it'd be a nice introduction. That quite frankly, the in-between could be even longer. Maybe you go to three or four mounds or something, or maybe the Jarl says, no, you have to go warn the other holds that dragons are back, because as you can see on the dragon stone, there are dragon mounds in each hold. So this is going to be everyone's problem soon, so go tell them. Then once you've done that, travel to all the holds, and you come back, then you get to kill the dragon and learn that you're dragonborn, right? I'd be okay with that. As for Starfield, just more fucking build up to it, man. More build up to it. Like pirates attack, right? Let's say you're in the middle of mining, and then the pirates attack. They fight their way through the caves. You would just touch the fucking MacGuffin, so you're half dead as is. They come walking in. Well, if this was important enough for the mining company to be here, let's take it. Oh, that guy there? He looks like he's already dead. Leave him. So they fuck off. You stumble your way out. Everyone's dead at this point. Barrett lands to collect the artifact. You talk to him, learn that the pirates took it. He learns that you touched it, so that he needs to go get it. He figures you might want revenge. You go with him to go get it. Fight your way through some pirates, get your hands on it. Maybe you both have to escape in the pirates' ship or something, which, you have fought your way through and collected a ship. It is now your ship, right? Especially since he doesn't need it, since he has, the frontier. He radios back to Vasco for Vasco to take the ship back to New Atlantis, or whatever the fuck the name of that city is. And then you're good, right? Then I could understand it going from there. A little more build up, a little more payoff to reward, not just, hey, you touched the magic rock, okay, here's the keys to my car and my fancy robot butler. Here, take it back to an ancient explorers guild where they're going to pay you a lot of money and ask you to be a member. So have fun, right? It's just, I understand why they do it. Don't get me wrong, I understand why they do it, right? They think people need watered down, spoon-fed shit because, well, let's face it, a lot of people buy the watered down, spoon-fed shit for them, right? It's why they dumb down the experience systems and leveling up systems. It's why they dumb down the story. It's why they streamline aspects of it, and you're the special, fancy, chosen one within 10 minutes of the game starting because reasons. Hell, man, even just an hour of goddamn build-up would probably hook more people. It would also allow people to experience the world for a bit before then realizing how special they are in it, right? So yeah, I think that's the problem I have with modern Bethesda games. Yep. It's that you're too special too quick, and you don't earn it. There's no earning of anything that you really get at that point in time in the games. Right, so I guess a better way to put it is, the older Bethesda games is you start small, You grow bigger, you level up, you experience the world, you learn the lore of the land, and, well, the lore of the world, the lay of the land. You become a part of the world, and then you start to grow bigger, grow stronger, adventure around more, and then it builds up to the world-saving aspect of it, right? Newer games, it's you're special, you're the chosen one, here's the plot, do it. It's... Man, if I wanted a fucking checklist of shit I had to do, I'd fucking deal with my actual life at this point. Like, it's too much... I'd say it's almost too much front-loading, in a sense, of front-loading everything that could have been done through quests and whatnot is just automatically here, have this now. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not that being important in a story is bad, because it's not, right? I enjoy these games because they're power fantasies in the most part. It's just everyone treating you like you're a fucking special god in the first 15 minutes of the goddamn game. It just, to me, leaves it so there's no place for the story to go, right? There's this game, I played it not too long ago, and I played it back in October, called Blood Rain, right? Laura Bailey voiced Blood Rain in it. Great game, fun game. First game takes place in, like, I think the first part is in, like, Louisiana and whatnot, and then Nazi Germany, and then, like, a weird castle, and then, you know, it's a grandiose world-trotting adventure over the course of many years that this game takes place. You know, you slowly get more powers as the game goes on, you get better combat abilities, better combos, better weapons as the game goes on, and then, you know, you finish the game having beat the ultimate big bad evil. And then in Blood Rain 2, your entire epic grandiose adventure is fighting your way through a city, from like one part of the city to the other. You have the same quest in the beginning of Blood Rain 2 as you have in the end of Blood Rain 2, which is to go stop what's-his-fucking-face. That plethora of weapons you had in the first game, where you could pick up random weapons off of guys and use guns and stuff. No. First level of the game, you get the Carpathian Blood Dragons, which are special blood vampire gun things. That can be, you know, normal pistols, or like SMGs, or shotguns, or grenade launchers. It doesn't matter, you know. Also, you can drain the blood of enemies into them for, like, infinite ammo and shit, so don't worry about that. Here's the plot. Here's the one fucking story, one quest. Go do it. And I don't like that game compared to the first one. It's smaller in scale, smaller in scope, but it's the same quest in the beginning as it is in the end. And I feel like that is the problem I have with Skyrim and the problem I have with Starfield, because the game Starfield pretty much starts with go collect artifacts, and it pretty much ends with go collect more artifacts. Skyrim pretty much starts with warn the Jarl of the pending dragon invasion, and then one mission later it's stop all dragons, and that's the quest for the rest of the game. In Fallout 4, it's go find Sean, and then you find Sean, and I gotta say, from there, the rest of the game is like downhill. Now, what they could have done with Fallout 4 that would have made it better is if, one, the story, the initial hook of the story is just bad. Unless, I don't even really know how they could have fixed it, really. I don't know. Maybe it'd be your spouse that is taken instead, so that you know they're capable people, you know? Or maybe your kid having been older would have made sense too. You know, like a preteen, something like that, with like scout training or some shit, right? That would have been okay too. But yeah, no, here's go find your infant child that has been taken, and then hang on, first let me help these dumbasses down here getting attacked by bandits, and let me walk them back to Sanctuary. Now let me build them beds and a water pump and plant some crops for them maybe, and can't forget this old druggy lady's chair. You know, got to build one of them. That's crucially important here. So I feel like if they take a step back, not make you the fucking hero of existence, but someone that helps the hero of existence, right? Like Oblivion. Martin is the hero of that tale. Whilst you are the hero of Kvatch, Martin Septim is the hero of the Oblivion crisis. He stopped it. He saved the world. You enabled him to do so. So I think something like that in modern games would be good. But I get it. They always got to try to sell it off as you are literally the center of the fucking story. But you know what I mean. I'm rambling at this point, so I'm just going to stop, try to reconsolidate my overall thing here. Yeah, no, I think I've talked enough about this. It's like almost 40 minutes here. I'm going to have to cut a bunch of random pauses out from where I stop and think about what I'm going to say. Anyway, thanks for watching if you are. Again, thank my member there, Eric Hewitt. Means a lot. I just wanted to sit and try to figure out, put everything in the words, why Skyrim never really sunk its hooks into me. Maybe I could fix it with like a mod. Looking at mods and stuff, I fucking saw things like Live Another Life, where it allows you to literally tackle the main story as many hours into play as you want. So I might look into that. Maybe that'd work for maybe that would help me actually finish the fucking game. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, it's almost midnight and it's like 90 degrees out, so I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks for watching if you still are. I can't remember if I said this in the beginning or not, but if this is your first or second time here, hope you enjoyed the video. If this is your third time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on when I post. Good night.